WhyGuru, 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 WhyGuru.
Okay, so why was Guru Nanak Dev Ji sent? Now there's a kind of like an assumption that they were sent as opposed to they just turned up, yeah? And that's true because that's what Gurbani tells us and that's exactly what Bhai Gurdaas tells us. So I'm going to go through that in a second. And stories of their youth and then also the gaining of the Guruship and some early actions. That's more going to be more next week. So this is, and then next week we'll talk about the travel tales of the Udasis. When they travelled, they had 4 different long trips and they literally travelled like it's the second most travelled person in history. So we can work out where they went to. We know some stories of where they went, what happened. Especially the question people ask is, did they ever go to Mecca? Kind of like a debate about this. So we'll talk about that. The founding of Kartarpur and some early Sikh practices and some writings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. That'll be all next week, okay? And how did the Sikhs see Guru Nanak Dev Ji before? And then how did Guru Gadi go on from Guru Nanak to Guru Angad, okay? And then literally how they passed on. Okay, the themes that are going to come out from this is that the world actually cried out for a new way, okay? And that Guru has divine revelation and the mandate of what they do is again divine, as in from Akal Purukh WhyGuru. And that Guruji ends up rejecting many prevalent paths at that time and sets up something new. And that this is the foundation they lay for the future, okay? So effectively what they do then is like this, it literally is described in Bani as a foundation, okay? In the knee of a house, karda knee, that's how it's described. And then some of the concepts about the oneness and what they talk about, but that's more going to be the second week. Okay, let's look at the context of the birth now. At that time there was 2 main paths around, okay? The Muslims, okay? And at that time they were monotheistic, but they used to persecute the Hindus, yeah? They weren't exactly very nice to them, okay? They wanted to rule that country. And in fact, that's been the Islamic kind of aim since the very beginning. The inception has been for having a Raj over the whole earth, right? So they saw nothing wrong with ruling India because it's like kind of part of the plan. They invaded a lot through Punjab. If you look at you probably guys, some of you guys probably know this, but if you look at the geography of Punjab, you've got at the top the Himalayas, and then you've got the Sindh, the ocean and stuff down here, and literally between them is Punjab and Sindh. So that's where they end up invading through. And the Hindus at that time, the word Hindu is like quite a loaded term because in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, when Guruji talks about one of the spiritual ways within India, they'll refer to it specifically. They'll say yogi, or they'll say Siddh, or they'll say Pandit, or they'll say Shudra, or they'll say Raja, the king, the ruling class. But when they talk about the Hindu in general, it's more about the Indian person, average Indian. Because the word Hindu actually was a Persian word for people that live south of the Indus River. So these are just culturally India, because there's no such religion as Hinduism. Yeah? Because there's people in Hinduism that are atheists and they're still part of Hinduism. There's some sects of Hinduism. They're not really sects. So it's more like a big culture of Indian people, and some of them follow a religion called Vaishnavism. Some of them follow a religion called Shivaism. But because they don't know how to describe that it's like a multi-religion culture thing, so they just call it a religion. But it's not a religion like we're a religion. You see what I mean? We're defined. We have a set of texts, we have a view, and we have the Gurbani. They don't have that. Some people don't follow the Vedas, some people do. And the Vedas sometimes conflict with each other. But they are caste-ridden, effectively. Most of India is caste-ridden. And it's very unequal. Men and women, not equal. High caste, low caste, not equal. Black and white, not equal. Within the caste, not equal. Different subcastes, okay? And there's a lot of idol worship and a lot of rituals going on. Now why do I talk about these things? Because that's not Sikhi. That's taking you away from what we would call the true way, the way of truth. Yeah? People are not free of rituals, they're not free of idol worship, they haven't got equality, and they're also racist or sexist, or they're discriminating on the basis of religion, or persecuting people, which is adharam. All of this is not what Sikhi is about. Yeah? So it wasn't there. What Sikhi was going to bring wasn't there. This is what it says in Bani, right? And this is Bhagat Namdev, I think. It says the Hindu is blind and the Muslim is one-eyed. Yeah? It's quite harsh in that sense, yeah? Hindu Anna, Turku Kana. Yeah? Duha te Gyani Syana. From both of them, the Gyani is Syana. He's got more sense. Why is that sense? Because he, the person or she who's got Gyan, spiritual knowledge, yeah? Musliman, one eye. Because he sees only one God, but doesn't see every single person having God inside them. And the Hindu, both eyes closed. Not looking inside to find God, and not looking at stones. We're not going to find God there either. Okay? So that's why it says that. So the holy people of the world, that's why they're separate from the Hindus, yeah? Because Maharaj talks about them specifically. The Siddhs, the yogis. What were they doing? They retreated from the world. They were ignoring, the political reality of the time. I can't see them. Yeah? I don't know where these people are. Up in the mountains, yeah, not my problem. Somebody else will have to solve that problem. We're just saints. Yeah? This is what was happening. And they weren't confronting what was going on up there. Okay? The ignorance and the persecution. Okay? So these are the two problems that are happening at the time. Now I'm going to introduce Bhai Gurdaas. How many people know about Bhai Gurdaas? Put your hands up if you've heard of him, roughly. Okay, a smattering. That's fine. This guy is really important to us. Okay, given by the fact that he is Bhai and is Gurdas Ji. Yeah, and we'll talk about who he is first. Relative. His father is the brother of the third Guru, Guru Amar Das Ji. Okay, so Bhai Gurdaas Ji calls Guru Amar Das Ji Taya Ji. Okay, you got that part right? ठीक है ना? He's related. Also, because he's the nephew of Guru Amar Das Ji, then if he's his Taya Ji, then Guru Amar Das Ji's daughter is his cousin sister. We all clear on that? Right? So Bibi Pani is the Guru Amar Das Ji's daughter, and she is his cousin sister. Why am I talking about Bibi Pani Ji? Because she ends up marrying the fourth Guru. So Guru Ram Das Ji is his brother-in-law. ठीक है ना? And he's also a Sikh of Guru Ram Das. He stays, so he's the Sikh of Guru Amar Das Ji, a Sikh of Guru Ram Das Ji. Then, the son of Guru Ram Das Ji, the fourth Guru, is Guru Arjan Dev Ji. So he is the uncle now of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. He's a mama, yeah, of Guru Arjan Dev Ji, right? But not only he's a Sikh of Guru Arjan Dev Ji as well. Okay? And he lives up to Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. So he's a Sikh of Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji as well. Okay? So he knows Guru Amar Das, Guru Ram Das, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, and Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. Okay? He knows four Gurus personally. And obviously, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji's children he knows as well, yeah? Who are like his great-grandchildren of some way. They probably called him, Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji might have called him, Nana Ji, for all we know, But also, who are the sons of Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji? Guru Tegh Bahadur, yeah? Ninth Guru. So he probably knew Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji when they were growing up as well. He definitely did. Not probably, definitely would have known them. Okay? He's also appointed as a preacher of Sikhi by Guru Amar Das Ji, his uncle. So Guru Amar Das Ji set up preachers, yeah? There was people called Pidis and there were Manjis, and he's appointed as a preacher of Sikhi, officially by Guru Sahib themselves, okay? Also, when Guru Arjan Dev Ji, his nephew, starts writing Ad Granth, not only is he a preacher, but he's picked then to be the scribe. So Guru Arjan Dev Ji is there and getting Bani from above, and they are saying it, and Bhai Gurdaas is writing it down. Okay? And you see the proof of that because in Gurbani you see the word should. You've seen that somewhere? And then Asadivar, and it says should. Just randomly says this word should. That is Guru Arjan Dev Ji checking Bhai Gurdaas's work. It means pure. It's checked. Yeah, tick. It's a written tick. What you've written is should. Okay? So he's a scribe of he's chosen as the one Sikh to be the scribe. Right? Of all the Sikhs at that time, he's chosen. Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji chooses him as one of two Sikhs to help build the Akal Takht. Yeah, it was built by Guru Har Gobind Sahib. He's chosen as one of those two Sikhs. So I guess you're getting by now that not only is he related to the Gurus, but he's one of the top Sikhs at the time. Okay? Favoured by the Gurus, chosen by them, loyal to the Gurus, knows the Guru's history. And Baba Buddha Ji is the other Sikh who is chosen by Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji to make the Akal Takht. Okay, so he's one of the top two. And why is Baba Buddha Ji important? Because Baba Buddha Ji, although he doesn't write anything, they are the Sikh of Guru Nanak. Baba Buddha Ji's knows 7 Gurus personally. Yeah? Met Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji as well. From Guru Nanak through to Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji. They lived for 125 years. Okay, Baba Buddha Ji, right? So, he's close to Baba Buddha Ji, and Baba Buddha Ji knows all the story of Guru Nanak. Yeah? So he's getting this history, not second, third hand, he's getting it from Baba Buddha Ji as well. He's a poet, he's a philosopher, spiritually accomplished Sikh, appointed as a preacher by Guru Sahib themselves, not like me, just self-appointed, but by Guruji, yeah? And their poetry is given a status. What they write is given a status by Guru Arjan Dev Ji themselves. It's called the key to Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Okay, that's their poetry. He's been appointed in that. So this is a person who's approved by the Gurus. Yeah, and they are writing stuff that Guru Sahib says is Parwan. Okay, it's a key to the treasure, Kunji. So we got to accept what they say, right? He's like first-hand source for what Sikhi is, and the advice they give is often like, what is a Sikh to be? How should a Sikh see the Guru? And he also talks about Guru Nanak Dev Ji's travels, right? So he's a great source for us to work out what did Guru Nanak Dev Ji do. So we're using him, their writings a lot in the course. Okay, this is what Bhai Gurdaas says now about Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Okay, he says, Suni pukar datar prabh Guru Nanak jagamahe pathaya. That God, the giver, heard the cries of the people on the earth. Remember the context he talked about? People blind, people oppressed. They heard the cries of the people, and the answer was sending Guru Nanak Dev Ji upon the earth. So that's why I say he was sent, because Bhai Gurdaas is telling us he was sent as an answer to a problem. Okay? And then he says, Kal Taran Guru Nanak Aya. Guru Nanak Dev Ji has come to get us out of, to make us swim across Kal. Kal means Kal Yug, the age of darkness. If you don't know about the 4 yugs, okay, I'm going to quickly go through them. You hear this word, Kal Yug. Anybody heard Kal Yug? Anybody heard about Sat Yug? Okay. Yes, no, yes? Okay. Sat Yug is the age of truth. Yug means age. Yeah? The age of truth or the age of enlightenment. Okay. Everybody knows what the truth is. They know what Akal Purakh is. Why I say enlightenment? Because Sat is like Satnam, yeah, or Sat Guru. It's the reality, truth. So, Kal Yug is like a table with 4 legs, stable. Yeah? Now, Treta is like the age where you step away from Sat Yug a little bit. So you break one leg off. The table's a bit wobbly now. Okay? Take one more leg away and you're in Dwapar. It's got 2 legs. Yeah? And then finally you're in Kal Yug. Table's got 1 leg, barely standing, flopped right over. And that's where we are now. The world is barely functioning. Barely. If you take away some of these laws, it just crashes. I was watching that program somebody recommended, Revolution. As soon as the energy went, the world went to bits. Yeah? We are barely holding this world together right now. There's a veneer of laws. Most people are ignoring them. Yeah? But the minute the veneer of respectability goes, that's it. It's chaos again. Now, here's what Bhai Gurdaas says about a conversation that Guru Nanak Dev Ji had with the yogis. Okay? And Baba is always Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Yeah? So when he talks about Baba, he means Guru Nanak. He goes, Baba Akhya Nath Ji Sat Chandrama Kud Andhara Kud Amavas Vartya Ho Palan Chadya Sansara Bhai Guru Duba Jagasara. Okay, can you see that clearly? Yeah? Look, yogis say to him, oh Guru Nanak, they call him his young child to them. They go, oh Bal Nanak, what's going on in the world? They ask him now, because they're up in the mountains, right? And he says, look, Nathji, the world is in trouble. Truth is like a moon. I want you to remember this word, yeah, because I'm going to talk about it later on. Truth is like a moon, okay, but it's a moonless night. The truth is nowhere to be seen. Okay, that's what they mean by that. Sach Chandrama Kud Andhara. And the Amavas word, Kud Amavas Vartya, that is a moonless night. Yeah? So darkness is falsehood and Guru is like the light. And then it says at the end, Bhai Guru Duba Jagsara. Without a Guru, the whole world is drowning. So they need this truth. And Maharaj knows He knows he's come with that truth, okay? And then it says, Chadya Sodan Tartalokai. That's Bhai Gurdaas, he says, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji starts traveling the world on his 4 Udasiyan, this is what Bhai Gurdaas, he talks about it. He describes it as, now he's off to sort the world out. Yeah? So that's exactly Guruji's mission. He set up this system to sort the world out. And he's still here in the form of the Khalsa. That's our mission as well. Chadya Sodan Tartlokai. Okay, what does Guru Granth Sahib Ji say about Guru Nanak Dev Ji now? So that's Bhai Gurdaas Ji. Let's look at Guru Granth Sahib Ji. This is the bit we read out at the beginning, before the start of the program. Je so chanda ugve, suraj chade hajar, ete chanan hondya, gurbin kor andar. 100 moons and 1,000 suns. So chanda, yeah. 100 moons, 1,000 suns. Without Guru, complete darkness. Why is it saying complete darkness without Guru? Because it's not talking about light. It's not talking about normal light. It's talking about spiritual light. Spiritual ignorance. Without Guru, there is spiritual ignorance. Because people don't know that God is inside them. They don't know. They're looking for it outside. It's inside. Okay? So, Maharaj says, Guru has lit the brilliant light of spiritual wisdom and the darkness of ignorance has been dispelled. So I want you to always assume that Guru, when he's light, that not knowing Guru is like darkness. That's why it's always described as a dark moonless night. Kal Yug is a dark moonless night. And that's why Guru Sahib is then described as a moon. Because at night time, the sun doesn't get rid of it. The moon comes up. Okay, and you can still see. Because we're in Kal Yug. So the moon, the darkness will stay there, but the moon will come out and show us the way. Okay. Now look. By Guru's grace, I entered the home of spiritual wisdom, of celestial bliss, Darkness is gone and the moon of wisdom has come up. That's why a lot of people don't understand why it says Chanda Chadeya. Have you heard that Shabad? Miti Tunda Jagat Chanan Hoya Chanda Chadeya. No? It's a common one they sing every time it's Guru Nanak Dev Ji's birthday. In November you hear it, yeah? When you hear that, think about this. That's why it says moon. Because it's Kal Yug, and in the Kal Yug you need a moon to come up. And before Guruji, it was Amavas Raat. You couldn't see anything. Yeah? And then Gurus come up. Without Guru, Baj Guru, everything is darkness, yeah? Bin Gur, samajh na aave, and that's the thing. Bin Gur, samajh na aave. Gur bin kor andar, Guru bin samajh na aave. That's the quote. Now, so they're born on the 15th of April, 1469. But we'll be celebrating their birthday in November. Don't ask me why. It's just the way it is. Punjabi timing probably, I don't know. There's like totally different calendars. There's a moon calendar back then, now sun calendar, and people have changed the dates. Anyway, they're born in April. So the Khalsa Panth was also made in April. At least we still celebrate Vaisakhi at Vaisakhi time. Okay? So you can see 1469 and then 1699. Okay? The new form of Guru Nanak come on the earth. They're born to, the father is called Mehta Kalyan Das. That's his surname. Okay, Mehta Kalu people call him sometime now. Okay? And Mata Tripta. Sorry, it's not, the surname is Bedi or Vedi at that time, yeah? Their sister is Bebe Nanaki. That's why you would have heard this name, yeah? Nanak and Nanaki. The mother is Mata Tripta Ji. Now, when they're born, when I say they're born, obviously part of it is they've been sent. But from a very young, but they weren't like, at a certain point they developed spiritually. They were from age of very young, there was something different about them. And if you read Mahakavi Santokh Singh, who's one of the great poets, talks about our history, he talks about like even when he was born, the name Nanak was given to them, which was something different. It's not a very Hindu name. Yeah? And it could be taken by somebody who is a Muslim or Hindu. And it was given to him by the Pandit of the time. And the family, Guru Nanak Dev's father, asked the Pandit, why are you giving him this name? It's not very Hindu. Give him a proper Hindu name. Right? And they said, this guy, this child, is going to be something different. He's going to be loved by both. He's going to be something different. So from a very young age, it was predicted that he was going to be somebody different. We're going to talk about some of the Bani they wrote when they were like 9 years old, or sorry, 7 years old, 9 years old in a minute. So you'll see that this wasn't like I'm just making this up. They wrote this stuff when they were young. They're taught by a Hindu teacher first, okay, because that's normal. But the Hindu teacher said, he surpassed me. I can't teach him anymore. Right? So it's kind of like being a child genius, and they say you should put him into university. He's then put into the Muslim school. So Maharaj learns from both the Hindus and the Muslims, and they learn everything. So when Guruji is talking about Islam, it's because they know Islam. It's not because they just picked up something like me online, yeah, and started no, they've actually studied it. They've been taught it by a Maulvi, yeah. They've learned the Vedas. They know what Vedanta thought is. They know these religions inside out.
So this time when you're saying you're being taught by Hindus and Muslims, is you being taught about their religion as opposed to
Yeah.
maths and things like that?
Yeah, just whatever. At that time, the knowledge wasn't divided up into how it is now, RE, and you were just taught whatever was coming up. So you were taught numbers and then letters, and then you were taught like the part. So you would be taught like maybe the Hanuman was how you learned to read. Maybe was you were learned to read out the Hanuman mantra, whatever. I can't put the name for it. Hanuman mantra is it called? Or? I don't know. Hey, Charlie, Hanuman Charlie. So you read that. Okay. Now so like I said, they're well versed in both religions and the language and the traditions. Okay. So they surpass both their teachers, and they're not really satisfied by either religion. Okay. The yearning inside them isn't quenched by other religion. And there's a video on our channel. Why didn't they become a Muslim? Okay. Because Islam has the one God, right? Tawheed. And they have the one. But why do they not choose that? Because there's big differences in the thought as well. Okay. Now this is written when they're 7 years old. It's called Patti. Now if you know what Punjabi, Patti means like a book. Like your first book. It's like that slate that you write on. So Maharaj wrote this when they were 7 years old in school. That's what the Pandit said, I can't teach you anymore. Okay, because you already laid out. They asked the Pandit, what do these letters mean? These letters you're teaching me, what do they mean? And he goes, they're just letters. He goes, no, they're not just letters. It's like, what do they mean then? Maharaj told him what every single letter means, the spiritual meaning behind every single letter. Yeah, and this is just one part. It's a long Shabad, this is just one part. And the why it's called Patti? Because it goes through all the letters of Punjabi. And it says Dadda. You know how we say Dadda now? Uda, Eda. It says Dadda, and it gives you a meaning of Dadda. What does it really mean? Spiritually. Okay? So, and this Patti is very similar to the modern Punjabi alphabet. You know when the Uda, Eda, Iri, Sasa, Ha. Apart from the beginning and the end, the rest of it is the same as Guru Nanak Dev set up when they were 7 years old. Yeah? So, what did they say about Dadda? Or put Ninya. Nyanya, Maharaj says, the one who understands spiritual wisdom becomes a Pandit. One who recognizes the one Lord amongst all beings does not talk in ego. Said 7 years old. Yeah. Oh, they didn't put Dadda up there. Okay. I'll go to one other word they said when Dadda, that's one of my favorites. Because what they said in that is Dadda, dos na dio kise. Dos karm apniya. Jo main kiya, so main paya. Dos na dije avarjana. You know what dos means in Punjabi? When you blame someone. And they say, don't blame anybody else. Jo main kiya, so main paya. Whatever I did, that's what I've received. Dos na dije avarjana. Don't blame anybody else. Imagine they said that when they were 7 years old, to people who are sitting there, might be depressed and say, blame, why are you doing this to me? They said, it's all your own karam. What we have is because of what we did. Not just in this life, but our previous lives. Okay? This is what they said when they was 9 years old. Okay? When they were 9, because they were from the Vedi clan, they didn't get the janu when they were 7. They got the janu when they were 9. All the males only were allowed to wear this janu. And that meant that you had now been liberated. If you don't know about the Hindu system, of caste system, there's 4 castes. Okay? And the top 2 castes, that's why there's a video about caste on our channel, if you want to watch that. The top 2 castes are guaranteed mukti. Yeah? And the bottom 2 castes have to, if they're good, be reborn into the top 2 castes. Yeah? So if they're good and they follow their duty, which is not to meditate or anything else, yeah, it's just to be a good person in that caste, then they can be reborn to the top 2 castes. So they're called twice born. Go on, Baji. Yeah, so women had to be reborn as men. Yeah? Mukti wasn't for women either. So I forgot the sexist part. Apologies. So women had to be reborn as men, and men had to be reborn as twice born, and then find they could get mukti, right? So the Brahmins, the Pandits, and the Kshatriya or the Kshatri or Guru, Bedis, that clan, they were getting the janu when they were 9 years old or 7 years old, and that meant that from you are now guaranteed mukti. Okay, this string. So it's tied across the neck. It's a bit like the gatra, red little string. And Guru Sahib Ji questions why women don't get it. That's not fair. Then they question, because their sister wasn't going to get it. Then they question, what does it mean, this string? Is it going to guarantee me anything, really, this string? And they actually criticize. So this is what they say. They go, look, don't give me this string, Pandit Hardayal Ji. Give me a real string that gives me qualities. So there's a video on our channel called, is Sikhi what's the ethics of Sikhi? And the ethics of Sikhi are about character. Yeah? Build your character as a person. Don't necessarily get the tick boxes. Say, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. And inside, you're full of anger and hate. It doesn't work. It's about the character. So Maharaj is saying, look, make mercy the cotton, contentment the thread, self-control the knot, and the twist of it is truth. Give me this kind of string, O Pandit. If you give me this string, it won't break. Because the string used to break, and you should go and buy another one. Right? Because this will not break and it will stay with me forever. It won't burn either. Yeah? And it will guarantee me salvation effectively. Okay? Blessed Tanso Manas Nanaka Jo Gal Challe Pai. Blessed that person who has a thread upon his neck. That kind of thread. Because if you got that thread, give it to me. Because you go to the shops, you have a little square, you put it on, you whisper instruction into people's ears and make them into Pandits and Brahmins. It's all a joke, Maharaj Singh. It's all rituals. Okay? It's about character. So this is, now his rejection of this ritual caused a lot of controversy. And you'll see that we've got this picture at the moment of Guruji as this old person, half like dazed, hand up, ek onkar in their hand, right? That's what they tell you in the Gurdwara. It's probably a good reason why the Gurdwara committee want you to think about Guru Nanak Dev Ji like this, yeah, as an old person, because mostly they're old, right? And they're hoping you can associate Guru Nanak Dev Ji being old with them being old, and therefore they should be in charge. Yeah? But they won't show him as a young child, because then you will start thinking, hold on, if he could do that when he was young, maybe we can run this Gurdwara. Yeah, we might be able to run a multi-million-pound business, but you can't run a little Gurdwara. No, you're not able to, right? And this is partly about arming you guys with knowledge, yeah? So you can actually step up and say, no, we can do this. Okay, so this caused a lot of controversy. And Guru Sahib was very controversial. They were not some wilting, shy flower in the corner, yeah? They spoke up when they had to. He also spoke against discrimination against their sister, okay? And it's an important thing for you guys, I say guys, that you should be speaking up in your families about discrimination that happens against your sisters as well. Take your Guru's example, okay? Now, Sacha Soda is another story of them when they were young, okay? It's a common word now, Sacha Soda. It refers to a specific incident when their father was like, man, all the teachers say he surpassed them. I don't know what he's going to do. Let's give him a job. Maybe he can do some trading. Because that's what they were. They were traders, yeah? He says to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, here, here's some money, some capital, right? All you guys in the city will understand that, trading capital. Take this trading capital and go and invest it in something that you think is, successful, and buy it and then come back and sell it. And you got profit. They were like, oh, good, okay. So they were going to the shop, to the market, to go and buy something to invest in. And they saw a bunch of sadhus, holy people, yeah, who were hungry, who were begging for money. And Maharaj said, now there's a deal to be made. Yeah, we wouldn't think that way, but they say it's a true trade. Sacha Soda, I mean the true trade. And they went and they bought loads of food for the sadhus and they fed them all. Yeah, they go, look at that. I only had a little bit of money, but look at all the blessings I'm going to get by feeding these sadhus. Yeah, what great seva. And guess what? Because as far as they were concerned, money wasn't even just about just this world, it was about the next world as well. So what you do good, you get blessed, right? So like, that's a great trade because I only have to feed these guys and they'll bless me. Imagine. So most of us wouldn't see it that way. And their father certainly didn't see it that way. Yeah? So he got, but that's referred to by Sacha Soda. At a very young age they knew this kind of stuff. Okay. There's another story of they were looking after cows for some time. Okay? Because obviously they weren't a very good trader. So the father put them and said, look after the cows, will you? And the cows end up grazing in somebody else's field. Yeah? End up eating up a lot of food that wasn't theirs. Because Maharaj was in Samadhi. So the farmer was like, what have you done? Went and complained. But when they came to check to see what had been eaten up, how much damage had been done, no damage had been done. Yeah? It was miraculously back to normal. And that is about WhyGuru saving the honor of their servant. Okay? And that comes up a lot in Bani. That even we've got recent examples of saints who, like Bhai Gurdaas Singh, if you've heard about him. He was in Maha Anand, spent went through a whole Akhand Path Yeah, they just sat down and they couldn't get up, and they just couldn't leave for 48 hours. They sat through entire Akhand Path. When they went back home, and then they went to work the next day, and he said, like, sorry, I've been away. I was just, and they were like, you weren't away, you were here. Yeah, he was marked as being in, and people saw him walking around, but he wasn't there. So their honor was saved. Okay. Now their father was quite frustrated, by their odd ways. Right? He wanted them to settle down. And what do Punjabi parents do when they want you to settle down, right? They marry you off. So they got married off. Okay. At 18 years old, they got married off to Mata Salakni. Okay. See, right? So now here's what they did when they were coming to the marriage ceremony. They rejected the Agni marriage ceremony. They were not going to go around the fire. They said, that's not for me. Why should I go around this fire? Yeah. So the Sikh tradition holds that they put Ik Onkar on a piece of paper, and they got married around Ik Onkar, okay, in 4 lava. So that's the tradition that we hold. But they also rejected the astrology about the marriage, when it should take place, all that kind of stuff. Now at 18, you're not like a child back in Punjab. People got married at that age. You were like adults by that time. Like nowadays, if you turn 18 and do something, people say, be quiet, who are you? Yeah. But in those days, you were a bit more of an adult. So what he said actually went and happened. They didn't do the astrology, and they did the marriage his way. But because of this, Mata Slakni's family were very annoyed with him. They're like, this guy's going to bring dishonor upon us. We might as well kill him off. Because if you reject the marriage at this time, rishta ban gaya hega, and you reject it, it's besti for the girl. She might never get married again. So to save her honor and to get rid of this troublesome Nanak, they decided to kill Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And this is an actual fact. If you go to the village where Mata Slakni was from, you can see the wall they tried to drop upon him. Yeah, he was sitting there, and they were trying, when they have their kind of different rituals, they tried to drop a wall upon Maharaj to kill them. But they survived. For whatever reason, it didn't happen. So I've been to that pind where this happened, So they walked around Ekonkar 4 rounds. So they have 2 children, Sri Chand and Lakshmi Chand. Okay, these are the children of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Sri Chand is important because he ends up living all the way through to Guru Har Rai's time. He's also like 140 years old, I think, or something like this. Yeah, or more than that maybe. He just lives a very long life, and he's a yogi in fact. Yeah. So the 3HO, a lot of them have a statue of him, Sri Chand, because he's a yogi and they're yogis, right? So they see themselves as kind of, Sri Chand is like one of their, I guess, idols, literally an idol. So yeah, long life. Okay, so Guru Nanak Dev Ji's first job then, okay, after all these little youthful adventures, first proper job, married, kids, job, okay. Some of you guys thinking, that's me, right? This is what they did, right? Guruji's sister, Mata Nanaki, was married off, and they lived in a pind called Sultanpur Lodi. Their husband had a good job there. So their husband got Guru Nanak Dev Ji a nice job, okay, which was to work as a storeman. Now, I know like storeman nowadays you think it's not a very nice job, but in those days, in the pind, there was only one big store, right? So effectively, they were like the head of Tesco's in Southall, It's a big store like that. And this was like a stable job, it was a respectable job, and people looked up to him for doing this job. And they did it well. They're a very diligent person. They weren't robbing, stealing, or anything else. So it's perfect for somebody who's in charge of stores. Living there, their sister, okay, and they had the ideal life that they would just, in the morning, wake up, go to the river, have a bath, do Simran, go to work. So they were all right. They were enjoying life. At one point, this thing happened, which is what this idea of our charity comes from, Tera. Okay, they were sitting there giving out store counting. Somebody ordered 15, for example, And in Punjabi, the word Tera sounds like yours, doesn't it? Yeah. So they got to 11, 12, and then Tera. When they said Tera, they were like, "Oh, this is yours, God." And then they were like, next one, they were like, "But this is also yours, Tera." And they were like, "Oh, this is also yours, Tera." So they never went past Tera. They just kept giving it away. So they were just giving away more and more, because you wait until it's 15, right? He never got to 15, he just kept giving more and more and more. So people were like, good day to buy stuff from Guru Nanak, he's giving it away. So literally he just gave away loads and loads of stores, And everybody's like, oh, it's free for all at Tesco's in Sultanpur Lodi. Now, what happens is that the head of the store learns about this, This is not good news, right? So he comes and he's like, adamant now, Guru Nanak Dev has to make up with his money all the stuff that's been lost. The thing is, they do the counting. They tot up everything, and there's no loss. Yeah. Again, WhyGuru saved the honor of his servant because it wasn't pakhand. Yeah. Guruji wasn't in a pakhand just saying, oh, tera, tera, tera. Yeah. He was in samadhi. He was feeling it. Okay. So this is what happens then to Guru Sahib now, going from Nanak, the spiritual person who writes beautiful poetry, to becoming Guru Nanak. Okay? They always had that same light inside them, but this happens now. So they're 27 years old. Okay? So just remember that. They were 27 years old. They weren't an old guy. Right? They were 27 years old. Some of you guys are either over 27, right, or are up to 27 now. So therefore, they're our age, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? They were young, they were full of life. They had 2 young children, and that's when they became, Guru. They went into the river to have a bath, as they would every day. Because in India, that's where people used to have a bath early, in those times. Even in Bani, it will say that the saints, the saints have friendship with rivers. Yeah? Tena daryawa nal dosti. That's what it says. They have friendship with the rivers because in the morning they're there by the rivers. And the reason why the river water is really cold, yeah? So it really wakes you up when you're stumbling down there at 2 a.m. trying to do some bath, right? It really wakes you up. And also, when they used to fall tired, they used to go into the river, right? And that wake them up. So Maharaj goes near the river, has a bath, and doesn't come out. Disappears. His clothes are on the side. 3 days. And Bhai Mani Singh later on says 8 days. They disappeared. And no one knew where they were. Now, remember, Guru Nanak Dev Ji was well loved in this town. They knew him, they liked him, his children were there. It's a small town, it's a pind. I've been there, Sultanpur Lodi. It's still there. You can go to the place where they had a bath. There's that spot, there's a Gurdwara there. You can go to where they worked. That town, that Pandar is still there. Okay? So this is not some ancient history that I'm making up. These places exist and they were preserved by the Sikhs of that time. And Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji went back and preserved them as well. Because they did a tour of a lot of historical places. So in Sultanpur Lodi, they went in the river and they disappeared for 3 days. Everybody's very distraught. Where is Nanak gone? Oh, he's drowned. He's died. Oh no. Such a young age, so much potential, his children, what they're going to do. Mata Sulakani is very sad, right? Very sad time for the pind. But then, 3 days later, they come out of the river. Yeah? And the story goes that the first thing they say is this: Na koi Hindu, na Musliman. There is no Hindu and there is no Muslim. Yeah? There's just people. Okay? They might be following an ideology, but the ideology is not real. The person is real. Okay? This is quite a controversial thing to say at that time, as you can imagine, because the whole of society is stratified. You've either got Hindus or you've got Muslims. Okay? And it's impassable, that gulf. And now, here is a person saying, there is no such thing as Hindu or Muslims. Okay? Here is the Shabad on Ang 150 about in Guru Granth Sahib Ji that talks about what happened to them. Okay? So, Bhai Gurdaas Ji states this, and the Shabad says that they went into the presence of God in Sachkhand. Guru Nanak Dev Ji in his own words says, Ki tadi khasam bulaya. He called me, yeah, to his house. He says, the Shabad is next, so don't worry about that. I'll go into a second. And they say, God says to them, look, you are now Guru Nanak. I want you to go out and spread the message. Maharaj says, how can I be a guru? I haven't got a guru. In the old days, you only became a guru because you had a guru who gave you the Guru Gaddi and said, you are now the guru. Maharaj says, how can I be a guru? I haven't got a guru. WhyGuru says to them, I'll be your guru. Yeah? From now on, I'll be Par Brahm Parmeshwar and you will be Gur Parmeshwar. Okay? So who is Guru Nanak Dev Ji's guru? WhyGuru. Yeah? So Guruji is the only guru of our gurus that became guru straight from God. All the other gurus had a guru. They got given the Guru Gaddi, but not Guru Nanak. WhyGuru was their guru. Okay? Now, a lot of people don't know this who are Sikhs. So that's when people say to them, your religion is a man-made religion. They don't know what to say. But when Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the next Shabad is going to come up now, says specifically, I got given the Guru Gaddi by God, we either have to doubt him fully, and we can't believe a single word he says, or we have to accept what he says, because in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, you must take to it, that he's right, that he went to God's presence, and he got given Guru Gaddi by God. Okay? So then Sikhi is not man-made at all. It's God-made, totally. Okay? And just on a point of this, and it's not like some hankar thing, it's just the truth. Yeah? None of the prophets of Islam or Judaism ever went into God's presence. Okay? Not face to face. No. Never. He was called up to the heavens, but he didn't talk to God. Yeah? And that wasn't when he got the revelation. Prophet Muhammad was not given the revelation by God. He was given the revelation by Angel Gabriel. Okay? So there was always an intermediary, but not with the Guru Nanak Dev and WhyGuru. Never intermediary, directly, straight. Okay? So what they get at that time is the Maha Mantra. Okay? Ik Oankar Satyanam Karta Purkh Nirpau Nirvair Akal Murat Ajuni Sapang Gur Prasad. You are now the Guru. Get it? Guru Prasad. You are now the Guru. I've given you the Guruship. Okay? You've got a mandate from me to go and spread this. And the Amrit, same Amrit that we take now from the Panj Pyare, that flows from Guru Nanak. They got given Amrit in Sachkhand. Okay? And all the Gurus after that took Amrit from the previous Guru. All the Gurus are Amritari. Okay? Because they all took Charan Amrit. And then Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave Charan Amrit when they were Guru Gobind Rai. Then they made Amrit with Khande Bhatta the Amrit. Then they took Amrit from the Guru Khalsa. Okay? Themselves. And it's the same thing we do now. So it's an unbroken line of Amrit from God direct. Bhai Gurdaas, she writes this, yeah? That when they went up there, not only did they get Amrit, but they also got Nonid, Naam, Garibi, Bhai. So they got the Naam, the 9 treasures. Nonid mean the 9 treasures. These are spiritual powers you get with Naam. But the thing is a Naam, yeah? Naam being connection to God. Because people get confused. Just think, for now, just think about Naam being connected to God. They had the full connection. It's like super fast Virgin broadband compared to dial-up, yeah? Fully connected, alright? Instant, there you are. That's where you are. Fully immersed with God, right? And Garibi is an important word. Garibi means not poor, but humility. Okay? Garibi. So they had the ultimate humility. I read somewhere in one of the Sikh poets, they would say that Guru Nanak Dev Ji had 75% of the world's humility. That's how much they had. That's why they got the biggest gift, because they were so humble. Because, and I heard a katha about this, the Naam needs somewhere to sit, and it can't sit in hankar, in pride. So it needs humility for Naam to sit. So if we want to have Naam, we have to have humility as well. It doesn't sit in a, in a place where, and that's why Bani says, Homme nave naal viruddha hai. Doina vase ek thai. Homme and Naam, ego and Naam are opposed to each other. They can't stay in the same place. So Maharaj had ultimate humility. Yeah? So they got this Naam. And the 9 treasures, the name and humility, which is what that means. So now, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is now Guru Nanak. Yeah? Before, they were just Nanak to everybody. But now, they themselves will be saying, Guru Nanak. That's my status. It's like you got a job. Yeah? So they say, that's who they are. And the Shabad I'm going to go next, they give that idea. They say, I got a job. Got given a job. And Bibi Nanaki, okay, is the first Sikh. Just always remember that about women, yeah? First person to recognize who Guru Nanak Dev Ji was his sister Bibi Nanaki. So this is what Guruji says now on Ang 150 of Guru Granth Sahib Ji about when they became the Guru. Okay? Any questions about where Sikhi came from is destroyed by this. Maharaj says this. Hon tadi vekar kare laya. I was a tadi, unemployed tadi, vekar, koi kam nahi, hai na? And I got given a job. Lord took me into His service and said to me, sing my praises day and night. Which is what they did, they sang. Always they sang, yeah? The primal one gave me his order, summoned me to his true mansion, Sachkhand. They got called up to God's presence in the Mahal of WhyGuru, yeah? And they were then given this. Then they said they dressed me in robes of honor, of praise and glory. Sifat Salaha. They got given the kapde of Sifat Salaha. Yeah? Just remember that. That's what Sikhi is about. These 2 things, yeah? Sift meaning praise and Salah meaning prayer. So Naam and Bani. Those 2 things basically. Sifat Salah. And that's why it says, Jisno Bakshe Se Visalaha, Nanak Pashahi Pasha. They're the king of the kings, isn't it, for us? Rajan ke Raja. Because they were given these two things. Okay? The name has become my food. To the Guru's teaching and wisdom, those who eat this food will be satisfied. So Maharaj knows he's been given that mandate now. He's been given, go out there, spread these teachings, spread this wisdom, and those that eat from you, the Naam, will find satisfaction in this world. They will get santok. Yeah? What are the three things in Gurbani? You all know the words. What's Gurbani all about? Thale viche, tin vastu payo. What are they? Sat, santok, and vichar. And what holds them together? Amrit Naam Thakur ka payo, jiska sabas adharo. So these are the three things, and they're all related to Naam. Sat, meaning truth, and Naam are related. Why? Sat Naam. Right? Santok is related to Naam, because Deho Naam Santok hiya, utre man kipo. Give me this name that gives me contentment. So truth, contentment, and last one, vichar. Contemplation, thinking. And vichar is related to Naam. Why is vichar related to Naam? Why is this right now part of Naam? Because we're doing vichar, right? Because it's Amrit Vela Sachanao Vadiyai Vichar. The greatness of God. Talk about it, contemplate it. So this is what Maharaj was given then. And that's what it means to eat Bani. Because in the thali, you put food. Isn't it? So this is the thali of Guru Granth Sahib Ji. He has these three dishes. Yeah? And the thing that supports it all, the roti you want to call it, is Naam. Yeah? Sat, Santok, and Vichar. And that's what they've been given. They said, those that eat this now, those that eat this through me will be satisfied and they will find peace. And now it says, now his bard, his tadi spreads out, singing the Shabad. Tadi kare pasao, Shabad vajaya. Tadi is spread out. Pasao means spread out. That's what they did after this. As soon as they got this, they spread out. Everywhere they went, they sang the Shabad, they sang the Naam. This is the mandate by Guru Sahib from WhyGuru, yeah? Praising the true one, I achieve his perfection. WhyGuru is perfect, Guru Sahib is perfect. They've become perfect now. Okay? That's why, have you heard the term Pura Guru? Or Puran Guru? Or this is Puran Singh, eh? Puran means perfect, complete, nothing missing. Guru Sahib is Puran, Pura Satguru. Man kyo baira karega, Satguru mera Pura. Yeah? That's what Bani describes them as. They're perfect. And Bani will go even further. It will say that Pulan andar sabko apul Guru kartar. Everybody is liable to make mistakes, but not God and not Guru. So Guru Sahib is not like a prophet, because the prophets make mistakes. Yeah? Prophet Muhammad made a mistake. He got admonished by the angel Gabriel. That's why they don't have mucha. If you don't know the story, you can find out about it. They looked at a woman the wrong way, and for that, their mucha was shaved off by Gabriel. That was their punishment. Yeah? That's why they all shave their mucha now. But not our Guru. They are not they're not normal in that sense. They're not like a normal person. They are perfect. They don't make mistakes. Okay? The second thing is Shabad is revelation. Shabad, Gurbani, is revelation. A lot of Sikhs don't know this. So the first step is Guru Sahib is made Guru by God. Okay, get that clear. The second step is Bani comes from God, not from anywhere else. Okay? And the proof of that is in Guru Granth Sahib Ji and what they say. So either we believe our Guru or we don't. And they write it down, either we believe it or we don't. That's the choice we have. We can't go two ways about it. If they're saying this is what it is, believe in Guru or don't believe in Guru. But this is what they say it is. Okay? Guru Nanak Dev Ji says himself, Jaise mein aave khasam ki bani, taisra kari gyan velalo. As the Bani comes from Akal Purakh WhyGuru, that's how I read it out to you. That's how I make it known. So they're saying Bani is coming from God. Hanji.
Would you agree that Bhagat Bani is also revelation?
Yeah. Prabhuji base saad ki rasna. Yeah. Of course. God is in the tongue of the saints. Yeah. But only those bits that Guru Sahib approved were put into Bani. So some things that Kabirji said, maybe they weren't put in. So for us, Guru Sahib is a kaswati. You know what a kaswati is? Have you heard that word? You know when you have gold, right? The gold, it leaves a special, if you rub it with a stone, it will leave a mark on that stone because it's pure gold, right? And that stone, so it's a testing thing. So Guru Sahib is a kaswati. They direct what is right and what is wrong for us. Okay, what they approve is in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. What they didn't approve, okay, is not in, so from Bhagats. Obviously, Guru Gobind Singh's Bani is separate. That's not something to question. But the Bhagat Bani, what they didn't put into Guru Granth Sahib Ji, we don't have to worry about it. Yeah, it's enough in there for us. So this is what they say. Then again, Mehla Pehla. Ta main kahya, kaha, jatud kahaya. Oh WhyGuru, so I speak as you make me speak. Okay, and then look, just if you want to go a bit further, because Guru Ramdas, she makes it even more clear. So in case you were doubting it, Guru Ramdas, she says, Satgur ki bani sat sat kar jano gur sikho, har karta aap muh kadai. Accept Guru's Bani, Satguru's Bani, as a truth upon the truth, O Sikhs. God Himself is making Guru say it. Aap muh kadai. Ape, He's taking it out of my mouth. So when Guru Nanak Dev Ji say ki Bani aa rahi hai, come on Mardana, get the rabab going, Bani is coming, that means Bani is coming, yeah, from Akal Purkh. And then look, Guru Arjan Dev Ji said the same. So all the Gurus say the same thing. It's not just one Guru, all the Gurus say this, that Bani's revelation, yeah. Because Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, ho apo bolna janda. Then, main kahya sab hukm aao jiyo. I speak in your hukm. I don't know how to speak. What you make me say, I say. Okay, alright, so we reach the end of that now. So this is what happens at that time. Guru Nanak Dev Ji in 1499 has now become Guru. Guruji is made Guru by Akal Purkh. Okay, they're given perfection by Guru Akal Purkh, and Bani comes from Akal Purkh. Okay, this is the way that I approach Sikhi. Not just me, this is the way that Bani approaches Sikhi. Okay, that's why I put it here in intro, because it's the foundation for the course. So we won't be doubting Gurbani, okay, and we won't really be doubting Bhai Gurdaas, right, because they approved in that sense. And most of what we're trying to do with the philosophy will come from Gurbani itself. But yeah, any questions about this part of the course, what we just talked about?